I helped two traders make $170,000 in 30 days. I helped this guy make $157,000. I helped her go from zero to $15,000 in 14 days. And I helped this guy at $40,000 in 60 days. And I'm going to show you everything I did to help 4 creators and coaches make $359,000. And you can see all the testimonials here and the results and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to show you everything. I'm just not going to gatekeep, and I'm going to explain everything to you so that you can understand how you can scale your coaching business, all right? So what I use is the 3M framework. So the 3M framework is magnetize, monetize, and multiply. So what does all that mean, right? So magnetize is basically like you just driving traffic, right? So when you drive traffic, and like, where does the traffic come from? It comes from content, it comes from emails, it comes from like your TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and stuff like that, right? But we don't focus on like just getting traffic. We don't want to just get like a bunch of leads and stuff like that. We want to get the right leads. We want to get quality leads, right? So that's why we magnetize. We magnetize the right leads, and we attract all those good leads, and those leads will be people that will buy, and those leads will be people that trust you, know and like you, basically, right? So the second thing is monetize, right? So how monetize works is that, like, after you get those like people into your funnel, those like the right people that will buy your stuff, like, you need to like monetize, right? You need to like get them to pay you money. So you have to create like an offer. You have to create the sales process and stuff like that. And that's where you will launch the offer. And that's where you will come up with messaging. And that's where you'll come up with resonant messaging that will improve your marketing. And you will basically like monetize them, right? And I'm going to explain more in just a bit. But we go on to multiply. So with multiply, after you launch the offer, or after you already have an offer, basically, you will then need to like get more sales, right? You need to like get more people to pay you money and keep paying you money over and over again. And that's where they will get results, and that's where they will get their transformation, right? So we do that by delivering results and building a community culture and stuff like that. And we have repeatable systems, right? That's where we will increase retention. Retention meaning like getting your ideal customers to keep paying you over and over again, and constant results, right? So it becomes a flywheel, and I'm going to show you that later. So the first thing is to magnetize, right? But the first step is basically awareness and market research, right? And with market research, the ultimate goal is to understand your niche super well, right? Even if you're not an expert, even if you're not like the best in your niche, right? You can still like make a ton of money even if you're not that, right? Even if you're not an expert, even if you're not like the best in the niche or like stuff like that, you can still trump that market. You can still be a category of one. And I'm going to show you how. So with market research, like, it's super important that you do it. And the reason why is because like, once you understand your niche better, and once you like make it like, once you basically understand your niche, and basically you understand their desires, their fears, like why they bought your products in the past, or maybe if they didn't have your products in the past, you can like study competitors and stuff like that. And that's where you will get effective marketing. And that's where you can have higher conversion rates. That's where you can like create irresistible offers. And that's where people would like buy your products, right? Other than like, basically customers will come to you and like they would like look at other people and like compare it to yours, and they will choose yours every single time. And like, that's where you need to do market research, because you can't assume what the market wants. That's the mistake a lot of people make, or a lot of coaches make, a lot of like content creators make, is because like they don't do market research. They don't like drop their ego and say like, hey, I need to understand my market. Because like, you have to give your market what it wants. You can't like create an offer that the market doesn't need, right? So when you create an offer the market wants or the market needs, that's called product market fit. And when you create that, like you're unstoppable basically. Like you have like a insane offer, you have an insane product that people want, and like you will print money, right? So with market research, it helps with like finding product market fit, like what I told you, right? And it helps you create compelling offers that people want. You can like choose the price that you want and stuff like that, and like you can create resonant messaging. Resonant messaging means like messaging or like words that relates to your ideal audience or your target audience, right? And you'll also make informed decisions, like better decisions, and you'll be basically like be able to spot patterns better. It's like market research is insane, and like a lot of people like don't do this, but when you basically like have a market that when you basically like do market research and you understand what the market wants, like you'll be able to do a ton of things. There's a lot of things that you can do, and like your marketing will be better. Like what I said, your marketing will be better. Like you have higher conversion rates, and like you will be able to like channel existing desire. So channeling existing desire, meaning like desire means one thing, right? So like if you channel like what the market like already desires, or like what people already desires, like you like it'll be insane, because like you can't create desire, you can't make people want something. Like people should already want something, and it's like you can't force it. Like if they already want something, it's just you positioning your offer in between them, like other offers, or like in between their eyes, and it's just like they will look at it, right? So yeah, it improves marketing, it improves sales, it improves product, and it channels desire, right? And it's basically 70 to 80% of your marketing. It's basically that. If you don't do market research, it's like, what are you doing, right? So the one thing I would suggest you to do is to set up a Typeform like this. So like this is basically like a simple Typeform. You can do this like and ask questions, and I'm gonna show you the questions here. But you can like frame it as a brief survey or like a feedback form, and post it on your IG story or like YouTube community and stuff like that, and get people to fill it out, right? So this is like information that you need to like create your offer and do the market research, right? So you can also like you should also set like a launch date. So when you set the launch date, like people know like, oh, you're launching something on this date, right? And like when it's a psychological thing, when you set a date, like let's say it's the Super Bowl, right? Like you know the Super Bowl is on X date, right? So when you know the Super Bowl is coming, like people anticipate for that thing, right? And people would like prepare for it. People would like wait for it to come and stuff like that, right? So when you add the launch date, like people will wait for it to come, and you need to keep like constantly promoting it. You need to tease them. You need to promote that stuff, right? So here are the questions that you can do. So basically, like with the questions, it's basically like I'm gonna show you step by step. So here's the first question: what made you want to learn or become this, right? So it's basically a desired outcome question. I'm not gonna go too in depth. You can just copy and paste this. Like it's literally for free. You can just use this whenever you want. But yeah, you want to find out their desired outcome. Like what's the reason or what's the goal that they want to have, right? Then the next thing is the fear and desire. Fear and struggle, I mean. So when you find out their fears and like what's their current situation, or like why are they struggling with this, then it's so easy to like find out their problems, right? It's so easy to like take those problems that they have and put it into marketing, and put it into content, and put it into whatever you are promoting, right? So the next thing will be objections. So like if they have like questions, right? When they have questions for you, like you can basically use that in the marketing as well. That's why it's so powerful, right? When you use all this stuff into your marketing, like you're basically creating the desire and creating like the messaging that people want. That's why they buy, right? The next thing will be experience. Like it's just an optional question. Then it will be financial situation, right? And then it will be phone number, name, and email, right? The one thing you should do is to collect their phone number, right? Email is important as well, but the phone number is really important because you'll be able to dial them. Like you can hire sellers, you can hire closers to like dial them, and like basically like you'll get a hold of them way easier than emails or any other like social media platform, right? Because it's just you dialing, right? When you dial someone, like they will pick up and it'll be way easier to get a hold of them, right? So the next thing is to like set up this type form, and after you set it up, like you redirect them to a thank you video that you can make, right? You can make it on Loom, you can make it on YouTube, put it as unlisted and stuff like that, right? So you can just like record a 30-second to 1 minute video, like thanking them for filling out the form. First of all, like it's just a thank you. Then you get them to mark their calendars for that date, right? Once you keep saying that date, you're psychologically like priming them that the date, like you keep reminding them of the date, right? You just need to like remind them a lot, right? People need to be reminded more than they need to be taught, basically. So more reminders, more like priming and stuff like that, right? It's really important. The third thing is to whitelist the email address. So like after you like collect their email, right, you can set up like email service provider. You just put it in there and you set up automation, and you just like send it to them on the as soon as possible. Just send it to them as soon as possible, and after like they fill out the type form, and you send them like a welcome email, right? And in the welcome email, just like just tell them to like look at the email that you're gonna send, and tell them to whitelist your email address. Once they whitelist that, or once they like see your email address and like make sure it's not in spam, make sure they see it, make sure it's not in promotions tabs and stuff like that, like they'll be able to read your emails, right? And emails are very important because like you'll be able to create a relationship through emails, and like how you create a relationship is you like building like value, right? Just like providing value, providing a bunch of like value to like show to them so that they'll be able to like create more desire to like buy your product, right? And the last thing is to look out for updates and announcements, right? On your IG stories, on your YouTube channel, or your TikTok and stuff like that, right? So now the next thing will be the offer, right? And after you find out like what people want, how you can, what's their current situation, what's their desired situation, why they are struggling with this, what's their goals and stuff like that, you can come up with the offer, right? And you can do that basically by looking at your competitors and like looking at yourself, right? How can you like position your offer better than others, right? And basically like the superior offer does two things. It helps people people can't say no to your offer because it's too good, and you can compete against the market, right? So when you come up with like an offer that's superior, like you can look at your market, you can look at like your opponents, or you can look at your competitors and like you see how much they're pricing their stuff, see what funnels they have and stuff like that. This is called funnel hacking, by the way. So if you do that, like you're able to like not price lower than them, but like position your product in a way where it's like better than them, right? And for how much they charge, right? Because like people don't necessarily want the lowest price product, by the way. They want the best product. They want the product that will get them the result, right? So if your coaching offer like does that, if your coaching offer like, or your consulting offer like basically positions itself in the market that creates results, and like you have a ton of social proof, like that's insane, right? So that's how we do that. We did it with this client. There's two traders that we help them with, and we help them create a high ticket offer, right? With one-to-one coaching, group calls, community. So yeah, spelled wrong, but onboarding calls, video modules and courses, and action plans, right? So these are basically like the types of stuff you can offer to your clients, right? Other than coaching, right? And I'm gonna explain like why you should offer one-to-one coaching later, like after I explain this. But this is the mid-ticket offer where it's like it's lesser stuff, like lesser access to you, and they basically get lesser support, right? So if you see like all this stuff, it's basically like lesser support as it goes, right? Like this is the more support. This is like little support. This is like least support, right? And like I wouldn't recommend this, but like I would like still do it for the sake of like getting recurring revenue in. But like you should definitely like do all these three. But I would start off with like, it depends on your offer basically. Yeah, so you should definitely like have like at least like a high ticket offer, because the profit is made in the high ticket, right? Like most people like think like, oh, you need to create like a low ticket community and stuff like that. But this creates the most effort, by the way. Like this like has like it has like the least support, but it has the most effort, because like you're basically getting like people to constantly stay in your community where there's lesser support, and like people would rather like pay like a high ticket or premium price for coaching, for like more implementations, right? So I would definitely recommend that, and that's what we did like with our client. We did like a $2,000 high ticket offer, and this is what we like help them like implement into their high ticket offer, right? So with this process, like with this like whole like market research thing and stuff like that, like you basically have to tease and promote, right? You constantly have to remind them of the launch date, and you constantly have to remind them that like there's something coming, like you're promoting something, and you have to constantly give value, right? Because like if you don't give value nowadays, it's people can't trust you, right? The reason why people don't pay like won't give you 2K, or like let's say I've seen this on a bunch of offers. So like the reason why a lot of people have objections on the sales calls, or they just like basically ghost you, or I've seen this with like offers as well, like they ghost people, like they come up with some weird objection, and like they don't even like look at your content or whatnot, right? The reason why is because they don't provide value. And you have to do these three things. Like you have to create valuable content that like people like will actually say like, oh, like this, I found this valuable, I found this helpful, like I need to implement this. But they actually won't implement it. Like they will just like watch content, and they won't implement it. They would like want you to help them to like help them basically. They will basically want you to like, they will buy your stuff so that they can save time, and basically you can keep them accountable, right, for doing the stuff, and they will get results. So that's how basically coaching works, right? And you have to create lead magnets, right? What lead magnets are like valuable stuff like Google Docs, or like this is basically a lead magnet, right? So content is basically a lead magnet as well, right? And you have to keep reminding them of the launch date. When you do all these three things, like people will constantly pay you money. Like they will, like if you build so much trust with them, like they won't say no, right? And this creates reciprocity, right? When you create reciprocity, like let's say like you do something out of goodwill without asking them for anything in return, like that's called reciprocity, and that's what you should do, right? You shouldn't like promote anything. You shouldn't like as in promote the launch date, right? But don't say that you're selling something, but like you're just giving a bunch of value, giving it out of goodwill, right? Giving, just provide a bunch of value. Like don't be too scared to like hold it back, right? Just give it, right? And they will find you for implementation. Okay, now the second thing is monetize, right? With monetize, there will be the pre-launch and the launch, right? So I'm gonna show you the pre-launch first. So why do we do a pre-launch, right? So a pre-launch is basically like before the launch date. Let's say you're launching on 30th of March, right? And you you basically did everything, the market research and stuff like that. And right now you can do the pre-launch, right? So the pre-launch is basically just selling earlier, and what it basically does, it tests for demand, and you gather feedback from the market research and stuff like that, and you can basically iterate the marketing and the messaging to the market's needs, right? So let's say you like sell earlier, right? And you have like a ton of people who like you have their phone numbers who like filled out the market research form and stuff like that. You can basically dial them and see if they want to buy, right? If they want to hop on a call with you and stuff like that, you can use that, and you can use all the information to like see if the market wants your stuff. And most of the time, like they will actually want your stuff, right? If you provide enough value, and if you build enough trust, like they will actually want your stuff, right? But this like helps you like elevate the marketing, and like it helps you like first of all like create better marketing. It helps you improve your sales process, and it helps you with like just tuning the messaging and the marketing basically. And like it also helps you improve the product, because like once you sell them in early, like you have this group of people, like just 10 maybe 10 to 20 people that will actually like help you with the product and give you feedback, and you can work with them one to one. And that's what we did for this client, right? So like you basically announce it in the emails and SMS them, and you can dial them, and your seller would send an SMS like this to make sure they are qualified for the call with the closer, right? So you can just take a look at it. It's like there. But like what I said, like pre-launches work because like it helps you create like your product, it improves marketing and improves messaging, right? So the next thing you should do is to build hype and tease, right? So throughout this whole process, right? Like what I said, like you have to like tease, you have to build hype, and you have to build trust, right? And you have to provide value, right? So you can do that all with emails, YouTube videos, Instagram reels and stories, TikToks, and especially IG lives, right? So IG lives is insanely good because like they will have a direct like connection with you, right? And you can also use that with a free community and story sequences, right? Story sequences are good because like you can basically tell a story within like story sequences, and like people would like want to they would feel like they are building a relationship with you basically, right? And with a free community, it's also good because like it acts as like a waitlist hub, right? As like a place where people can like interact, as people can talk to each other and stuff like that, and prepare for what's coming, right? And you can also like put like your messaging or like your marketing inside of that free community to promote. And yeah, like it's honestly like a good strat to do, right? It's honestly good to like do a free community, and that's what I'm gonna implement with my next client. So if you want like all these systems like implemented for you, just like DM me below, and we'll discuss more and stuff like that, right? So the next thing is the stories, right? Like with the story sequences, the first thing you want to do is to hook them in. The next thing you want to do is to tell a story. The third thing you want to do is to tell proof. Say like what social proof you had in the past, or if you don't have proof, it's fine. Like you can say like you did this, you made this amount of money, or you lost like this amount of weight or something like that, right? That's social proof, right? That's proof, right? And then a CTA, right? You can tell them to like join your free community, or you can tell them to like wait for X date or whatever, right? So the next thing you want to do is to launch, right? Obviously, like you want to collect money, right? So the next thing is to promote, and you want to shout as loud as possible, right? A lot of people like this is what I learned recently, is that like you're not shouting loud enough, right? Shouting means like you're not like promoting like as much as you want it to be. Like no one like knows about your stuff enough, right? So throughout the whole process, you have to constantly like remind them of like the thing that's coming, right? And you always want to create flow, then add friction, because like let's say for example like you say like I don't know, a lot of like people in the space who's like helping like creators or like coaches and stuff like that, like they just like don't create, they just like add the friction, right? They just add friction of like I can't give an example, but you have to create flow, right? Once you create flow, like a bunch of leads will come in, and that's where you will like be able to like close easier, right? You'll be able to like sell people on your stuff easier, and like you don't want to limit the amount of people that sees your stuff. You don't want to limit the amount of money you make, basically, right? So with that, like with the whole launch, you can use all of these like psychological principles to like basically persuade your like ideal audience to like buy your stuff, right? But the best thing to basically provide them value, the best thing is to provide value, basically. The best thing is to like persuade them to really just like buy your stuff, right? Like social proof, like providing value, like showing that your authority is like honestly like the best thing, right? So you don't need to like really persuade them to like buy your stuff, so long as you like actually provide value in your niche, and actually like state the facts and tell the truth, like, and like don't like just like say some bullshit thing, like you will actually like make money, right? So the next thing after that is to multiply, right? Once you multiply is like multiplying your client results and multiplying everything, right? So it's basically like you like focusing on your product, delivering results, and like focusing on like getting the person results, so that they keep like buying your stuff over and over again, because it's like good. It's like actually like implement, like they can actually implement your stuff, right? So a lot of like people in the coaching space don't like provide like value, and they don't like give results, and like you should honestly do that, because like if you want to like beat your competitors, like you really have to like care about your customers, right? You have to call them, you have to like text them, and you really have to help them get results, right? So how you basically structure your program is to basically first set expectations, right? A lot of communities I've seen, like they don't set expectations of like what the customer needs to do, or what the client needs to do, and like how they should get started, or like what they should do first, how they can take action, what the mindset, how who's the person they need to become to get the result, and stuff like that, right? So expectations is very important, right? The next thing is principles, right? Like you have to, the theory is good, like you have to explain the principles first before you go into the in-depth stuff, because like everything is foundational, right? When let's say you learn like a new sport, right? You don't go straight into like the strategies or like the tactics and stuff like that. Like with it's the same thing as business, because like you have to first like understand the foundations of things, the fundamentals, before you even go into the strategies or the tactics, right? It's the same as your program. You have to talk about the principles, the theories, the fundamentals before you go into like the strategies and the tactics and like the in-depth stuff, right? Then after that you can go into like the in-depth stuff right here, right? So by providing value and delivering results, you make the people want to work with you over and over again, and that's like a flywheel, which I'll show you later. And it's basically like a money printer basically, right? So there's two things to like get people to buy your stuff over and over again, which is results and experience, right? Experience meaning customer experience. And like with results, like you get them the results. If just put yourself in that person's shoes, right? If you bought your let's say you bought someone's coaching program, right? And you want to like, you obviously like want results from that person because that guy guaranteed you like results, right? But if the community or the customer experience or the customer support is not ideal, it's like they don't reply to your messages, they treat you badly, they scold you on group calls and stuff like that, like they won't buy your stuff again, even though they got the result, basically, right? Like it's like basically like you going to a restaurant, the food is good, right? The food is like insane, but the customer experience is like so bad that you feel like I don't really want to go back again, like because like the waiter like didn't serve your food on time, they scolded you, they gave you an attitude and stuff like that, right? So that's how you make people like come back to buy your stuff over and over again. And all you have to do is just to care about people, right? If you care about people and like their results and like how they can like experience your product, then it's basically insane, right? You just need to care about people. It's very simple, right? And that's how I helped my client reduce his churn from 0% to 8%. All because like I cared about his customers. I cared about every single bit of his customers to get them results, to call them and stuff like that, right? That's how I did it. And obviously like there's some systems that we implemented, but like that's all I did. I just cared about them, right? So with good culture and experience and constant flow of results, like you honestly like you have a money printer, right? So with the flywheel, it's just this, like good product, happy clients, like more testimonials, more referrals, more marketing, like better marketing, like that you can put into your, like more results which you can put into your marketing basically, which equals like money, right? It's honestly that simple. Just have a good product that like states the facts, tell the truth, like provides value, like creates the result, have happy customers and great customer experience, more testimonials, like which you can feed into the marketing and you will get like money, right? So it's really that simple. But for the funnel, this is where we get into like more stuff, right? So we get into more in-depth stuff, and I'm gonna show you the funnel breakdown. So we basically just implemented a VSL page with the headline and the sub headline and stuff like that. And the VSL is, we just scripted it, and that's what we do for all clients. We script their VSLs, we do everything for them, right? We create the landing pages as well, right? With the application page, the type form, we create them so that they don't have to do anything. And this type form basically like qualifies people financially and like see if they are a good fit to work with us, right? And if they're not like qualified financially, like they will get a downsell with a VSL as well, with a video that explains like what is offered in the community. And this is a lower tier offer basically. So it's at $497. Wait, no, it's at 100 per month. My bad. So it's at 100 per month, and those people that are like not qualified financially, they will be sent here, right, to buy like this product first before even ascending, right? So the next thing is the book a call page. So we basically like have this page so that after qualified people fill out the application, they will just like book a call with us, right? And after they book a call, they will get a call confirmation page where we show them like exactly what to do step by step, and like so that they don't get lost, basically, right? The reason why a lot of people like the reason why a lot of people like their customers ghost you, or like they don't even like hop on the calls with you and stuff like that, is because they don't have a clear like understanding of what to do next, and it's like you're not telling them what to do. Once you tell them what to do, like it'll be so simple that like they would, it's like it's so simple, like you just tell them what to do and like they will do it, and like they would, your show up rates would increase and your closing rate will also increase. So you don't want to like miss out on this, because like this is what like decreases show rates a lot. Like this is the one thing like a lot of people don't do, so you have to do it, right? And once they hop on the closing call, you just collect cash and you just make money, right? Over and over and over again, right? So that's basically it. This is the whole thing that I did for like all my clients and stuff like that, and I really like truly care about them. So if you need help with like your coaching offer and stuff like that, just let me know, like DM me. My Instagram is below, and if you like need help with anything, just like comment down below and just like ask me any questions. All right, so I will see you guys soon. Peace.